In the forgotten corners of our world, there are lives we pass by without noticing. Souls who exist in silence, waiting, hoping for a touch of kindness. He didn't have a name, no collar, no place to call home. Rain begins to fall lightly. The dog curls under a broken wooden fence. His fur was matted, his eyes hollow, searching every face for something he wasn't sure existed anymore. Love. His eyes, wary, tired, but still clinging to a sliver of hope. He had wandered for weeks, maybe months, scavenging scraps from trash bins, dodging cars, avoiding humans. Each day, a battle. Each night, a question. Will tomorrow be better? Sometimes he'd stop and stare at families through windows. Warm laughter, wagging tails, full food bowls. Things he barely remembered. But something inside him, fragile and flickering, still believed, still hoped that someone, somewhere would see him, not as a stray, but as a soul. This is the story of that hope, of one scared dog's journey from the shadows into the light. He didn't know what led him there that day. Maybe it was the scent of food, maybe fate. He approaches an open garbage bag. As he eats, a gentle voice is heard. A female voice. "Hey there, buddy!" The dog jerks back, startled. A young woman kneeling slowly, holding out a piece of chicken. He froze. Humans meant danger. Shouting, chasing, sometimes worse. But this one, she didn't yell. She didn't reach. She waited. A tense moment passes. The dog inches closer, sniffs the air. He lunges, snatches the chicken, then backs away again. It wasn't trust, not yet, but it was the beginning. Over the next few days, the woman comes back. Each time she brings food, each time she stays a little longer. Day after day, she came back, always patient, always kind. She spoke to him in a voice like sunlight, soft, steady, safe. Eventually, the dog allows her to sit beside him. He flinches at her touch, then slowly leans in. The first time he felt her hand on his fur, he didn't run. He stayed. And in that moment, so simple, so quiet, the walls he'd built around his heart began to crack. The woman gently carries him to a car, wrapped in a blanket. His head rests on her arm, eyes fluttering shut. She named him Chance, because everyone deserves one. Chance is brought to a veterinary hospital. A vet examines Chance. The woman watches, anxious. His body bore the signs of the life he'd survived. Malnourished, parasites, scars that told stories without words. But none of it frightened her. She listens, she asks questions, she cries. The vet speaks gently. She cried when they said he'd need time to heal, not just his body, but his trust. Chance gets a bath, his fur carefully trimmed. He sleeps on a clean blanket for the first time. That night in a quiet room, he slept. Truly slept. Not with one eye open, not in fear, but wrapped in warmth and something even deeper. The feeling of being cared for. Over the next weeks, Chance learns to walk beside her. He eats from a bowl. He lets the vet pet him. He begins to play. Healing isn't fast. It's messy. It's full of doubt and tiny victories. The first wag of his tail, the first time he licked her hand, the first time he ran, not in fear, but for joy. Each day he looked at her a little longer, stayed a little closer, trusted a little more. He wasn't just surviving anymore. He was beginning to live. And for the first time in a long, long while, he wasn't alone. When she brought him home, he didn't know what to expect. New smells, new voices, a family. The dog hesitates at the doorway. A little girl kneels with a toy in hand. They didn't rush him. They waited, gave him space, love on his terms. Chance plays fetch with the children, naps in the sun, explores the backyard. He wasn't just a guest, he was family. He sleeps curled between the kids on the couch. He gave them his trust. They gave him a home. And in that exchange, something beautiful bloomed. What we give to animals, they return tenfold. Love, loyalty, joy. The family donates blankets and food. Chance comforts a nervous puppy. He became more than a pet. He became a reminder that kindness heals and compassion transforms. Sunset on a hill. Chance and the woman sit watching the sky. He began as a stray, afraid of the world. Now he's a beacon of love in one family's life. All it took was one moment of kindness, one person who saw beyond the dirt, the fear, the silence. Adopt, rescue, love, because they're worth it. Because every dog deserves a second chance, just like Chance did.